December the 12th, 2020, and fans are allowed back into Bootham Crescent, York City's football stadium, after being missing for most of the year, a gap of 280 odd days due to the coronavirus pandemic. Here we are in the main stand. You can see people have been allocated exact seats to be in, and you can see how the fans have been spaced apart. The last time that supporters were here in this stadium was early March. Since then, last season finished later than normal with a big playoff game, no fans, and this season started later than normal, and until now, no fans, except for some cardboard cutout ones. With York now in Tier 2, it has been deemed that York could potentially be allowed 2,000 fans here. The stadium holds around 8,000, however restrictions are tight and the rule is that the club must host a pilot match with 400 fans, and so that is what is taking place today. Outside the stadium, the fans have been waiting to get in. Each supporter has been given an individual seat in varying parts of the ground and then given a time they will be called into the stadium. That's because for each area of the stadium there is a different admission time to make sure that long queues or congestion don't happen and that everything is done orderly and within the guidelines. You can see people gathered outside the gates here waiting to be called in, and you can see the people administering the process. Yeah, opposite us, the popular stand, usually densely populated with supporters, but today you can see they've done a good job of making sure the people here are socially distanced. The stand behind the goal on the left is the away end for supporters of the visiting team. However, no away supporters are allowed back at matches yet. Hence it's empty. And here, behind the goal, is usually the loudest section in terms of singing and shouting. It's called the David Longhurst stand. This has been left completely empty today. This is a standing area rather than a seated area, and therefore would have been harder to enforce social distancing and stop people moving around. Hence it makes sense to put today's fans in the seating area. Yeah, so today is the day of the 400 fans. This is then assessed to see how it goes, with, like I say, the possibility of 2,000 fans in future. These pilot matches have been taking place elsewhere with varying results. Usually for a typical home game, there would normally be around 2,500 people come here. So it's been a big logistical operation for the club. 400 fans allowed only today, so they opened it up to last season's season ticket holders on a first come first served basis, and on Thursday they announced all 400 had sold out. Fans have been responding with great emotion to it. Some of these people would never normally have missed a game, let alone go over 9 months without football. While fans have been unable to attend, York City have been streaming the games online, sometimes for free and lately at a cost. Now that 400 fans are back, but that still leaves many who can't attend, of course, and others who will choose to stay away due to risk of catching the virus. So all these people here are last season's season ticket holders, but in order to attend, you also needed to provide photographic ID, and also you had to be living in either Tier 1 or Tier 2 restriction areas. So most of the locals were okay, with York being in Tier 2, but there are fans who can't come from West Yorkshire and East Yorkshire as they are in Tier 3. The cut-off for Tier 3 comes pretty close to York, in fact. Some outlying villages, for instance those in Stamford Bridge, can't attend. This is the last game here before the tier review is done and announced. This is when the regions of the country will be announced to either be in the same tier of restrictions or a different one. York currently Tier 2, but cases currently decreasing. If we were to go into Tier 3, it would be back to no fans. Staying in Tier 2, a maximum of 2,000 fans, and into Tier 1, the lowest level of restrictions, a maximum of 4,000 fans, which is usually more than required here anyway. That tier review is taking place on Wednesday and being announced on Thursday. Some of the other games in our league are currently in Tier 3, so unable to have any supporters at their games. Yeah, the other thing I should say, I guess, is that the FA Trophy draw was made this week. The whole FA Trophy has been kind of delayed and put back due to the virus and the way it affected the smaller teams. So they drew 2 rounds together in one draw, which is obviously unusual. And the match is being played very close together. One round is being played on Tuesday, and then the next round is being played on Saturday. So on Tuesday, we are away to Ashton United, and they are not allowed fans in from either team. Ashton being in a more severe zone as well, a suburb of Manchester. And then on Saturday, we are at home to, if we get through, we are at home to Kettering or Nuneaton. Bootham Crescent with fans back again.
Confirmation regarding our home-based FA Trophy second round tie away at Ashton United. This will be played behind closed doors this coming Tuesday evening, the 15th of December. Kick-off 7:45pm. And just advise at the end of today's game, if you could please remain in your seats until instructed further by your nearest stewards. That's at the end of today's game. Please remain in your seats and wait further instruction from your nearest steward. Thank you.